And good afternoon, everyone, or I guess good morning if you are on the West Coast or Central Time still. To us East Coasters, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us again. My name is Zach Allison with ATS. I'm our National Accounts Manager, helping architects, engineers, design build contractors, everyone that wants to use the ATS spec tool, help them use and set up on the spec tool. If this is your first time joining ATS University, thanks for giving us a shot. And of course, if you haven't heard of ATS and our spec tool, certainly feel free to reach out and we can give you an intro. But of course, we'll try to show how you can find the products that we're going to talk about today on the spec tool at the end of the presentation. A couple of just housekeeping notes before we get started. As with all webinars these days, we do have everyone muted upon entry, but we do have our Q&A chat fields open, so you can submit any questions along the way in there. I'll be keeping an eye on the chat and raising them up to Claudio as we go. But also, if you need to submit your AIA number or any of the contact details needed so that we can get your certificates out to you following the presentation, you can pop it into the Q&A chat field there. And we'll take notes. So the Q&A comes in a nice handy report after the presentation, so we can just download that and get that over to the teams. I guess covering the topic today, we are going to be diving into a application discussion, kind of focusing on the Stern product line. ATS University, we run a variety of topics. We will generally be either doing a deep dive into a specific product, focusing on a application at large, what are the types of products that should go into an elementary school versus a high school, or covering some of the new spec tool features. That's often in one of our topics as well. But today, luckily enough for us, we're going to do a little bit of both. We're going to cover high traffic applications as well as some of the products that fit into it with one of our manufacturer partners at Stern Engineering. ATS is essentially a house of brands. We have a number of different manufacturers that pay to be on our ATS spec tool services so that we can provide those services in all of our spec formats to the architect, engineers, and contractors free of charge. It's free for all the designers to utilize the systems and download the information in whichever format fits best for you, and paid for by our handy friends at the manufacturer base. So thank you very much for joining us. Claudio and Brittany are both with us today from Stern. Claudio is our main point of contact in Canada for all sorts of product-related questions, customer service, everything like that. And of course, Brittany is here to help on the marketing side as well. So thank you for joining us today, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you everybody for taking the time to assist, to attend to this training session, this webinar. So basically, I'm going to, first of all, share my screen. In the meantime, just confirm that everything is okay from your side. You can see the screen. Everything is fine. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Thumbs up. Perfect. Okay.
Got
so my name is, thank you very much, Zach, for the introduction. My name is Claudia Pearl. I'm the Business Development Director at Stern and the person responsible for the Canadian market. Of course, we are going to present for you all the design considerations for selecting restroom fixtures for airport terminals, which is a very interesting way of knowing how to select basically the right fixtures for your next airport projects. So this presentation is, of course, AIA approved and IDCEC approved. We are providers. You will receive the credits for completing this presentation. And of course, we will supply the certificates of completions after the presentation. So a little bit of the learning objectives of today. Identify, first of all, the goals and objectives when designing the airport terminal restrooms, understanding the unique challenges and considerations involved in designing, examine the variety and types of restroom fixtures suitable for airport environments, considering different factors, of course, the experience, the space optimization, sustainability, hygiene, durability, and maintenance, and of course, explore the roles and benefits of restroom management systems if available. So one of the things that before jumping into the presentation, one of the things that is very important is that all the technology behind Stern products are eligible for high traffic areas. So therefore, when you specified your terminals, your airport terminals, you can be confident that all the products are specially designed and specially available for high traffic restrooms, okay? So the goals and objectives of this presentation, first of all, is taking into consideration different factors when specifying these products. The functionality and accessibility of all the products, including soap, water, and air. Hygiene and cleanliness. It's very important to maintain, of course, the public bathrooms very clean, and the technology allows you to do that. Sustainability and wellness, passenger comfort, maintenance and durability, privacy and security, and technology integration.
Just
So
one quick little
yeah,
point here, Claudia, before we get too far in. I think you might have the chat or the participant tab open on the right side of your screen. It's just blocking out
okay,
a couple of the pictures, so you might want to just
okay,
close
okay.
that.
Let me see how can I. Is this better now?
Yes, much better.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Okay. Thank you, Zach. So the challenges and considerations for specifying airport terminals are basically what you see in the screen, and it's very important also to take into consideration the high traffic volume. So it's very important to know that the products that you can specify can have a very high maintenance hygiene standards, accessible to every different type of users, promotes sustainability, maintenance and cleaning, and multicultural considerations, vandalism, comfort and amenities, and technology integration. So the attributes of successfully specified airport restrooms are based on the following characteristics. First of all, the hygiene, minimizing the touching point, is extremely important when this technology is specified, that you know for a fact that there is a completely touchless environment. Increasing sustainability and recycled content in the way that you can, of course, utilize this technology in order to save more water, avoid wasting paper. That's the reason why you have the hand dryers, of course, touchless. Durable and vandal-proof. It's important to have very strong products installed in airport terminals in order to avoid vandalism. Accessibility to everyone, including elderly, including kids, and ADA. Universal design, inclusive facilities that basically allows architects and interior designers to merge the aesthetics of the design together with the products, and easy to maintain and service. It's extremely important in these high traffic areas that if there is any reason to perform any maintenance, to have easy access to all the elements on all the components installed. Of course, guys, if there is any type of question, something that you need to know, you can interrupt me anytime. Of course, that's not a problem. So when it comes to the fixture selection, what is the best way to enhance customer experience? So all this technology allows users to activate taps, faucets, and soap dispensers without touching anything. Completely touchless environment, as we said, in order to increase hygiene and accessibility. Also, low flows, aerators that allows this technology to be in compliance with lead requisitives, meaning maximizing leads point. Design, shape, and finish. It involves different type of finishes and aesthetics in commercial applications. Wall-mounted preferred, water temperature, if there is a need to a thermostatic mixing valve as well.
So just actually a
Uh,
quick question there
sure.
on the last image of the last slide. So on
Yes.
those types of wash fountain applications that you have there, where it's mounted on the backsplash, one of the comments I've heard is on installation and maintenance. Is there like a minimum depth requirement to properly install those faucets and soap dispensers to make sure that it can be, easily installed, serviced well along the way?
It's a good question. Thank you very much, Zach. Yeah, actually, what the pictures on the top are washing stations, right? This product comes designed in a way that is easy to install and easy to maintain. First of all, it's easy to maintain because you just lift the mirror to get access to the installation. You don't need to go behind the wall. You don't need to do any other things. Immediately is a lockable mirror. When you lift the mirror, you have direct access to all the components. If you need to replace a soap, if you need to change any other components, you can do it very easily. Regarding the depth, all these washing stations are customizable. So if there is any need to change the depth or change the height of these washing stations, we have a free consultation service with architects and interior designers. They can share the ideas with us, and then we can come out with the best solution for them, for sure. Any other questions?
No,
We
that's
fine?
great. Good for now.
Great. So as we discuss the possibility of saving water in airports, restrooms, applications, of course, we need to talk about the soap dispensers, especially for high traffic areas. Soap dispensers are a key solution. Number one, because you can change the dosage. You can just this technology allows you to change the dosage on site. You can choose either using a liquid soap or a foam a soap as well. You can use any type of soap. The technology allows you to select really any type of soap you desire. Of course, the only criteria we need to take into consideration is the viscosity of the soap, right? But this is more technical. In the case of choosing the right soap dispenser, usually general contractors or any other facility managers consult with us what is the best soap to be used. And of course, we can provide the list of soap that we suggest to be the best ones to use in this type of applications. Large soap containers to minimize refills. In this case, this technology allows you to install up to 6 soap dispensers simultaneously by using 1.6-gallon soap reservoir. This is ideal for high traffic areas. It's ideal because you don't need to refill the soap all the time, and then you can fulfill multiple installations. This is the multi-feed system that we can highly recommend for this type of application. And of course, the possibility of refilling the soap by refilling the soap from the countertop, for example, or dedicated soap dispensers, which has integrated a soap level indicator, where you can easily see, especially maintenance personnel, they can easily see when they need to refill the soap. So when it comes to hand dryers also it's ideal to be specified in this type of applications, especially because generally speaking, the hand dryers are installed in the wall away from the wash trough, from the sink. Therefore, users have a very difficult experience by washing their hands and walking all the way to the wall where the hand dryer is installed. With this type of technology, hand dryers can be installed together with the sink or in the same washing stations, having a much better user experience. All these hand dryers, of course, are equipped with the HEPA filters, which is very important as of today. And of course, the idea of having the hand dryers also allows you to reduce the paper waste. In some cases, of course, if the paper towels are requested, they can be easily specified together with the washing stations. In the washing stations, you can select soap, water, air, and paper, or just air. The aesthetics, of course, is important because, of course, you want to have the complete look of the commercial bathrooms in the same way. And sustainability because reducing the carbon footprints as well. When it comes to toilets and urinals, also is important to have this type of technology and this type of products available for high traffic areas where you really want to avoid messy bathrooms. Having a touchless operation that basically calculates the time of the user in front of the sensor to detect if the discharge is going to be 3 liters of 6 liters actually for WCs with a low flow water solutions as well. And in many cases, also the concealed versions of WCs are eligible with an override push button or override pneumatic push button in order to have a complete successful user experience on site. In the latest at least specifications we see in Canada, we see that the tendency of architects and interior designers is to specify more concealed versions than exposed, simply because provide also some kind of a more minimalistic design, minimalistic look into the commercial applications as well. Of course, easy to clean and service, easy to maintain, usually by removing the security screws on the wall, you can have direct access to the components inside of the WC or urinal in order to perform or to support the installation. And the same concept as we saw before for airports is extremely important also to have this technology available for cubicles and partitions. Just in a very interesting way, the technology can be applicable also for the cubicles doors. The design elements for this particular bathroom partitions are based on safe, hygienic, and easy access. Hygiene, of course, because you want to complete in airports, in terminals, a complete, basically touchless experience. Privacy, because all these doors for the cubicles are fabricated in a way that is floor to ceiling to enhance basically the privacy of the users. Accessibility, because it's accessible to everyone, including, of course, ADA doors, ADA bathrooms. And the aesthetics, simply because during the specification process, you can select a variety of HPL colors with different type of finishes as well. So this technology is unique and different in comparison to other manufacturers. First of all, because this technology comes with an occupancy indication. The occupancy indication works in the same way as any other parking lots. Where you walk into the bathroom at the airport, you can identify which bathrooms are available and which ones are occupied. Having also a dual operation, a touchless and manual override. Basically, the users can decide to open the door from inside of the stall by presenting their hand in front of the sensor, or just simply using the mechanical handle as any other stalls. A soft closing and opening, that's very important, especially in airports, because you have different type of users, and it's important to have this experience as well, and remote monitoring. Next is a short video showing how the technology works in combination with the washing stations. So here you see the washing stations, all the time, the floor to ceiling mechanism, the users presenting their hands to open the door, locked, and from inside, they present on the hand also, or using the manual operation if preferred. So that would be how the handle looks. So the LED light indicates green as a free cubicle and red if it's occupied. So also this type of technology comes with a top occupancy indicator, which is really very important in airports, terminals, where the basically the users can see immediately with no hesitation which cubicles are available and which aren't available. And also from outside of the in the corridor, outside of the bathrooms, you can have the smart washrooms occupancy display, which allows users to immediately identify how many vacant cubicles are and which aren't. So basically, that allows users in the airport to avoid wasting time and waiting or being in a queue to use the cubicles. They immediately can see from outside the screen and then decided either to wait or to go to the next available washroom. So in this presentation, we learn about different trends in the market, so including behind the mirror washing stations that deliver soap, water, air, or paper, integrated with a TV system if desired, a variety of different type of finishes, including PVD finishes, and of course, stainless steel 316, which is very durable for this type of applications. As we mentioned, dual flush toilets, including exposed and concealed possibilities, the touchless WC cubicles, soap dispensers with top fill mechanism and soap level indicator for multiple installations, and the multi-feed system as well. So at this point, if there is any questions, anything that you would like to know, I would be more than happy to assist you. And of course, after the presentation, you will receive the certificates of completion. So go ahead if there is anything that you would like to know, to ask. This is the time.
Yes, we
I'm
did
happy to
see
do that.
one question coming in,
Yes.
just in terms of distributing a copy of, the presentation. So I know we always host the recordings at atspec.com, and I put the URL. I'll put the URL and show people how they can access it after. I guess if you guys are sending out the certificates for the AIA, maybe you can send a PDF copy of the presentation as well. That was one question that came in just in terms of what we're distributing out to people after. One of the other questions I saw was in relation to, I guess the airport flight tracking thing. How often are you finding people taking, if you're already taking it to the next level with the integrated soap, water, air behind the mirror? Is there a big jump to having the flight tracking info, like the TV type aspect? And how often are people jumping to that level?
Well, first of all, for during the specification process, it's extremely important. First of all, because for architects and interior designer, this provide a completion of the whole touchless experience in airports. Of course, today, especially in airports, time is a key factor. So people don't really want to wait. People don't want to touch. People want to start having a different experience in airports. Some people, especially people that are traveling a lot, they deserve and they wish to have a very hygienic experience in airports, right? So why not to deliver this to them, right? Why not to use the right technology to do that? So therefore, is the idea basically is to give the possibility of, yes, having the whole system completely touchless. So in addition to that, that screen that basically allows you to see how many bathrooms are available or not, it's more an accessory for high traffic areas. So basically we supply the product as is, right? Which is connected in a way to our cubicles, right? And it's just enhancing the user experience. So this is what we want, really, the users to be comfortable, to feel comfortable with the technology, and to avoid queues in the bathrooms, just to do it as quick as possible. This is one thing. So as far as the presentation, not a problem. We can share this presentation with anybody. If somebody needs it, so we can just, in a case-by-case basis, we can just get the email address, and we will share the presentation, of course, no problem.
And then another question coming in regarding the cubicles, as you were just talking about. So two questions, one relating more towards code, but the first question kind of simple. What is the thickness of the touchless cubicles?
Okay, so the HPL material that we use is 40 millimeters. So it's different than when you can see in the market, which is 13 millimeters in Canada, 12 for North America, for the US. So this is a more stronger and high resistant HPL. And our mechanism basically is designed in a way that is extremely acoustic proof, right? So we really want to have an experience where it's highly in acoustic, is high endurance, and is a very high quality product as well. So this is the way that we design the doors.
So 40 millimeters, that's about a bit over half-inch thick for any of the US team. Well, they can convert it up.
If you do the conversion, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a bit, it's probably 5/8 of an inch. That'd be my guess, just off my head.
It might
I
be,
know
yeah.
13 millimeters is a quarter inch, which would mean 26 would be about a half
Yes.
inch.
1.57 inches.
Right.
So a bit over 1 inch. Great.
Correct. Yes.
No, 1.57, like one and
Yeah.
a half, a little bit more.
1.5 inch and a half.
Right. Yeah.
So
And the other
that is a
question?
relatively thick cubicle. And then
Yeah,
the other
yeah, yeah.
question coming in regarding ADA or barrier-free compliant applications. Often I believe it's a swing out requirement on the barrier-free stall. Is that
Yes.
an option within this product line? Is
Yeah,
there
for
a
ADA,
requirement?
for ADA doors, we can, based on the design, we can supply the product either inwards or outwards for opening purposes, and with the bars, with all the accessories needed for the touchless cubicles will be supplied together with the product. Yes.
Fantastic. Alrighty, I think that's all the questions that I was seeing come in. I do want to take just a couple of minutes here and show
Sure.
the people joining us today how they can find the products on the ATS Spec Tool. So again, if this is your first time on attending an ATS university, thank you for taking the time to join us. I recognize that there's a lot of competing options for your time, and I appreciate you taking the time with us today. We do run nearly weekly. I think we do about 3 a month ATS University topics. And those are all free for you to access and learn more about the products in the market. Also free for you to use is the ATS Spec Tool. So if you just sign up or log in, your account is going to be associated within your firm, and you can even share projects and masters across multiple locations if your firm has multiple locations. We have a number of people that are working, locally here. I'll be working with the BC office on a East Coast Nova Scotia project. It goes, everyone's working everywhere these days, and there's a lot of products apart. So before you even log in, though, we do have our templates available through this Architects and Engineers Hub, as well as our Learning Hub, which is going to give you ATS knowledge base, which is kind of code-based breakdowns by province to give you like barrier-free code. All our previous webinar recordings are also available, and the webinar recordings are here. So if you want to see, the last time that we ran our Stern webinar, you can scroll on through, find the various product or information you may be interested in. I'll showcase this one out of the very bottom. That's building a firm master on Spec Tool. That was one of our ATS feature launches when we launched our new Masters Quick Access drawer. One of my personal favorite features that saved me a ton of time in the last few months. Once you have a master on the system, you can simply drag and drop your favorite fixtures into a new project. And I'll show you how that works here. Once you're within the ATS spec tool, you get access to your quick actions, you see your engagement. You can see our demo account has a significant number of products specified. And then, of course, different products that we may be highlighting for the month. And then you can arrange it yourself to show either your quick spec list or your project list, et cetera, et cetera. As you can see, we've got a number of different folders here. In essence, you are going to create a folder and then start adding product into that folder. Each of these different folder types have a different level of detail to it. A master is something that you are going to be working on repeatedly. You know, if you are working for a specific restaurant chain, or if you are working with a specific owner group for multifamily or condo applications, they may have a certain design style that they're looking for. They may have a preference for the soap water air faucet or soap water air hand wash station, whereas a more economical product might be looking at something just manual faucets, you know, focused more on the budget. And you can set up those different masters, which allow you to create your projects and quick specs even faster. A quick spec is when you're looking for really just a onesie twosies. You need a floor drain, you need a water heater. You already know what you're looking for. Great option to use a quick spec, because all you do is put in a title. We can call this SWAR, and we can hit finish, and we're right into our product selection. A project is going to have location data, it's going to have application, it's going to have a tender date, so that we can either help keep you and your project up to date. So by putting a tender date in, we help you notify of any discontinuances or major product changes. If they've changed the model number, we'll help keep you up to date. We'll add application-specific recommendations by, you know, selecting your high traffic applications like an airport. You'll have more vandal-resistant and durable product recommended. By selecting your location to a specific state or province, we can start to assign the correct rule engine, the correct barrier-free building code to those projects. You can see once I've gotten into my, you know, named my folder here, the SWAR, we come to our product selection page, which is where we have a vast majority of, you know, all of our different product and different categories that you could search through. Everything from air handlers and your basic basins to leak defense systems, your pumps and control panels, of course, our faucets, mirrors, and everything like that. So if we want to search for mirror, we can pin our favorite categories. You can see there, I had my favorite categories pinned at the top. And now when I'm looking back here, the next time I log into the system, it's going to remember that I like these categories, and it helps you sort through all these different products that we have on the system. You know, everyone's going to have a different interest. Some architect and designers are going to care more about the accessories, the grab bars, your soap dispensers, whereas some of our mechanical engineers are very concerned about their pumps and water heaters. And some people are on the HVAC side are starting to come to us for our air handlers and their PTAC units. So it really comes down to what you're looking for. Once I'm into our category, we can filter down, we can go to our stern, we can search by model number as well. So if we're looking for the SWAR, it'll come up there, and you can see we've got, you know, our base version and then the version with the console as well. So we'll go through select, we can select our flow rate. So one of the aspects of ATS is that you're not getting just the general model. You can go to the manufacturer's website and download their spec sheet. You can go to BIM object and download the Revit file. You can go to your paid for master spec account and get a written spec if the manufacturer is paying for that, and if that written spec is up to date. ATS really brings all of that together and has all of those different formats available in one spot. Plus, you are using the configured model, not the generic model that is available on those other sites. And of course, if you need those generic models, we have the manufacturer's spec sheets embedded into our system as well. So you can get the generic info, some of the detailed installation info, and then come in and configure your faucet, configure your flow rates, anything else that you need to configure. And if it's a single selection, we may just do a single selection. If you're doing what we call a fixture chain, where you're having multiple, you know, you start with the basin, select your faucet, select your soap, select your carrier, select your supplies, everything else that builds a basin, we would build that fixture chain as well. I'll jump over to our navigation toolbar here on the left. You can see I've got those same projects, masters, ATS templates, and quick specs. So I can jump into our projects where I've created a high traffic webinar demo, pre-selected a couple of options in here. So we've got our Swar multi-lav with a nice designer series basin, or a faucet and soap on its own, however you want to do so. If you then come on this project page, we can go to the plus button here. And believe it or not, that category selection I showed where you're configuring, that's what we call the slow method now. As fast as that is and easy it is to navigate, it's a lot slower than having a master built and prepared or an ATS template that's designed for the application. So this masters would be your firm's masters. If you are doing school boards, if you are doing hotel chains or condos, you can have your preset products for those types of applications. From there, you would simply open up the piece, drag and drop your selection over. So if we want to drag this wash fountain, and then come in and select our, our Swar to go with it, we can have our mirror, we can have a 3-station wash fountain, and then we're done in a matter of minutes. So it's simply a drag and drop. And if you go to our ATS templates, this is our recommendations based on application. So these are essentially our masters. And we've got, we can sort by building type to make sure it matches your building type. We can go to see all the various options that we have and kind of sort through from there. So if we went to an office building, we have all our different faucets, flush valves, everything like that. So in a matter of minutes, we could take a group washroom. We can select from your staff kitchen, a gym facility, daycare, mechanical room. It's really going to be what is in your scope, and just drag over what it is you need to drag over. So now we've selected our fixtures. If we need to build a base mechanical room to go along with this soap, water, air mirror proposition, we can have a proposal ready for our owner group to review of at least a general concept, which then you can just simply revise and edit. It's a lot easier and faster to revise this water heater from a 500 gallon to the 300 gallon, or to change the flow rate on the product that you're looking at. So if we then want to download, just this one fixture, we can download the one fixture. We want to download both of them, we can check both boxes. We can check the entire product group, or we can download the entirety of your project overall. So we'll just jump over to our download button here. And this is where we get our configured submittal download, product brochures, schedules in Excel, long spec, short spec, 3-part spec. If you are using that 3-part spec, master spec, kind of the CSI master spec format, that would be this full format here. Revit files, manufacturer spec, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll download a couple of these formats here, just generate the documents. It'll put together a zip file for you. It'll tell you as they continue to download. So we can see these two have completed first. We can pop these open. I don't have Revit on my device here, but once we're done, we can download the zip file and then show off the formats. So here you can see we've got, let me pop this open. So we've got our Revit files, we've got our schedule in Excel. So there's our Swar City mirror. Then of course the ATS submittal, where you get a nice title page. This has our logo, but of course your firm's logo can be uploaded and loaded into the system. Gives you the configured model number, your detailed installation info if needed, and any options that are built into the system. Then of course we can pop open our CSI master spec or format as well. This will give you a 3-part spec. fixture description, and then model name and number that can easily be copied and pasted into the rest of your documentation. So it'll match the formatting and slide right into however you are delivering the project. Now, if you don't like this format, we do have our long spec, which you can get really without formatting and configure it however it is you like to configure it. So yeah, that's the quick version of ATS. We've got a ton of product available, and of course, a lot of great looking product now with our partnership with Stern, coming in, bringing us into the high tech new age with a TV embedded into a soap water air mirror, sleek,
Right.
streamlined, beautiful. I love it. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for the presentation, Claudio.
Zach, Zach, thank you very much for organizing this. And before we going anywhere, so I just would like to, for those that basically ask about questions about the cubicles, and for those who are interested in the cubicles, I came back from New York City last week. We were awarded with the best product at BDNY. The cubicles and the view occupancy actually got the award. We have a brand new video showcasing actually our winning award, at BDNY in New York. So inviting everybody to go and see the Stern channel and YouTube. And if somebody needs some extra information about the cubicles or in any other way how we can support their specifications with the cubicles, we are more than welcome to help them out. Okay.
Fantastic. Yes, congrats. Way to go, guys.
Thank you.
That's big news.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you all to that joined us today. Thank you for attending. Of course, if you have any questions, we're happy to jump on and explain any of the products in detail. If you do need help getting set up on the spec tool or getting your masters set up on the spec tool so you can simply drag and drop things over, please feel free to reach out to me directly. That's kind of my specialty. And of course, if you have questions on the Stern product, we'll be happy to loop in Claudio and help you design your next project. Thank you all for joining us. Appreciate your time.
I do see some familiar names on the list as well, and I want to thank everybody for spending your valuable time with us, and have a great day.
Bye,
Thank
all.
you. Bye.
Thank you guys.